I be. No days low flow, nigga tryna try me. For pesos, he get hooked up to a IV. Lay low, go to IB in a lobby. Brody hit my line for the choppy, I'm like copy. Ooh, nah, I can't trust nobody. Always went to school until 30, she tried to line me. Last night, all of these bitches was on my body. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I got a bitch named Trisha. Shorty was a eater. I can't fall in love with no skeezer. Nah, I do not need her. No, I do not need her. Ooh, yeah. Remember reminiscing 10 years old about them hard days. Daddy hit my mama is a problem, gotta solve it. Should I go to school and skip them class up in them hallways? I should play the block from the night until the broad day. Oh yeah, I don't wanna see my mama starving.
All right, so right now we're talking about wearing face masks. Like, I know a few people that have an issue with wearing a face mask, which I really don't understand right now. It's a face mask. Now, if it's saying that, if you hear that face mask can save a life, why would you not just then wear it? I don't get it. Just wear the mask. I mean, I would love to hear people's point of views on or perspectives on actually having to wear a mask. Like, why is it such a big deal? Like, what's the real issue? I understand it could be uncomfortable, but if it can save a life, why not just wear the mask? I mean, that's just my opinion on it. For me, going forward, I'm masked up. I'm about to buy a face mask for every outfit I got, just because. Like, why not? It's not hurting anybody. It's not hurting anybody. In my opinion, it's not hurting anybody. So I'm not understanding, like, just wear it. Just wear it, right? So I would love to hear people's opinions, man. Because one thing that, for me, that's just my opinion on it, that hasn't changed yet, I'm masked up. People are dying. Like, that's the real, I'm saying, that's what's really going on. People are actually dying. So just wear the mask. I kind of think that it's selfish if you don't, if it's actually helping to prevent the spread of COVID, right? If it's helping prevent the spread of COVID, why not just wear the mask? You see, they got some fashionable ones out there. You ain't got to wear the surgical one. I don't get it. I don't. I wish people would just, just think about other people. Honestly, I wish people would just think about other people, because people are losing family members out here. Like, it's not a game. It's not a joke. Right? It's not a game. It's not a joke. Yo.
Hello?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so, so just now I was pretty much just speaking on the whole mask situation, and I just really wanted to know what your perspective is, because mine is, no matter what anybody says, what anybody's, I guess, conspiracy, or I think it's a conspiracy, people are still dying.
Mm-hmm.
Right? For me, people are still dying. So I'm just trying to figure out what the big issue is. Maybe you could shed some light on both sides of it.
Well, we both know, or rather, we all know people who stand or sit on both sides of the fence on this topic. Some people who, whether they just find it to be uncomfortable, or they just trying to rage against the machine, if you will. Some people think that it's a conspiracy theory, but then you also have some people who have medical reasons on why they would rather not wear it, whether they have asthma or whatever the case is, or some respiratory issues, and would rather not wear it. I've heard that as well. But as for me, I just feel that while yes, it is uncomfortable because it's new to everybody, this is a new thing. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Um, are you willing to take that chance? And for me, the answer to that is no. Like I usually try to weigh things in extremes, right? So I'll try to weigh them as, okay, if this thing would go 100% the way that I hope it goes, by me choosing not to wear a mask, then fine. I don't get sick. Nobody that I care about gets sick, so on and so forth. Great. But if it goes all the way wrong, and we know what that means,
Yeah, exactly.
and,
We know exactly what that
yeah,
means,
so
man.
exactly. So am I willing to take that chance? In hopes that it goes all the way right? And the answer for me is no. And so if the answer for someone um, being posed that question is no, then mask up.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't, I get what people's rebuttals might be as far as wearing the mask. Not even like even off the conspiracy thing, it's harder to breathe, right? So, or it's uncomfortable, or everybody else isn't wearing them, or I shouldn't have to wear it. It's my right not to wear it. But I'm just trying to figure out like why is it such a big issue? Because I think if it can stop the spread of COVID, then why not just wear it? Especially if you're out in public, especially if you're only going into a store. Like I've seen videos where people are literally upset that they are forced to put on a mask, and that's just going into a store. Like you're only going in there for a certain amount of time to get a few items, and you're coming out. Just
Mm-hmm.
respect, you know what I'm saying? Respect what the store policy is. Just throw a mask on. Like it shouldn't really be that big of a deal, but some people are having a hard time with it. Maybe they're just trying to be rebellious, right? But we're
You,
just trying to get past this because the last thing we need is for the city to shut down again. Like we're trying to reopen right now. Let the
uh-huh,
numbers rise, and we're shutting down again, right?
uh-huh,
So now people are stuck home without work for how much longer? No telling when
yeah,
these stimulus checks are coming,
hmm
right? So why not all just work together and care about the next person and let's get through this? Just wear the
you
mask,
know,
like
yeah, and the thing about that, I've seen that too. A couple of videos where people are flipping out because you're violating my quote unquote rights by asking me to put on a mask, and or the medical reasoning for not wanting to put on a mask to go into a store, whatever the case is. But the thing is that stance doesn't really um it doesn't hold, because the fact of the matter is masks are not mandated. It's
right?
not mandated anywhere. It's face coverings
Yes,
that are mandated. And so if having a mask that is that constrictive, to your face and breathing, is an issue, then I've seen all types of things,
yeah,
to cover their face, in order to enter into buildings or establishments. Um, but it shows the level and the place of where we've come to, that these things have to be mandated, because if they weren't, you would have way more people not choosing to wear it, especially in positions of governmental leadership, um, you know, kind of politicizing and making it a, uh, a us or them issue to simply wear a mask.
yeah. So that, like I said, the only thing that still stands is that people are dying. Like you've seen what happened in other states that reopened early, thinking that the worst
Hmm
of it was over. All of a sudden, they're breaking records.
Yep,
They're
we worse than when we started.
yes, like they're breaking records right now.
Hmm
Like even right now, when I'm at work, right, as a supervisor, we enforce as much as we can for all the workers to wear masks, right? And we're in buildings, and we have a better chance than a lot of people at catching this, um, I guess this virus, right? We have a better chance at
Yeah.
catching the virus
hmm
because we're in these buildings, and a lot of these tenants are filthy. They're not caring about what's going on. They're not caring about the fact that we have to clean up after them, right? So working in certain developments, it's already a dirty situation. So Like I have to. It's to the point where why do I have to remind one of the workers to put a mask on? Like you know that you're in a bad situation as it is. So it's like, why do I have to remind you? And I think that should be for everybody. Like, why are we having to remind you to put a mask on anywhere? Like, forget what your personal belief is at this moment, because like I said, the current fact is that people are still dying.
Yeah.
So like, what can you say against that? Oh yeah, the government put it out. They want, okay, but people are still dying. No matter what you come up with, people are still dying.
Mm-hmm.
And we can never get, I guess, out of the rut that we were in because we don't care about each other. I'm not going to say everybody. I don't really mean to generalize it like that, but too many people don't care about the next person, and we're stuck here. Mm-hmm. I think it's not funny, but how after the whole George Floyd incident and all the riots and everything, it's like people kind of forgot about coronavirus. And now a lot of things are starting to die down a little bit, and now it's coming back up, but the numbers are rising. So that's not proof enough.
You know, the hard truth is that for some people, it's not gonna hit home until it hits home. You know, and the thing is, I've seen reports on it. I've read reports on people who had that stance of this is not real, this is a hoax, it's something that's just made up to scare people, and them actually get it and die.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I've always tried to learn, to the best of my ability. I've always tried to learn from others' mistakes when I can. You know what I'm saying? And as opposed to just follow them off of a cliff. But the sad reality is that for some people, it won't hit home until it does, in fact, hit home.
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna respond to my bro Chino right now, my bro Edwin. Like, he's saying like it's uncomfortable to wear a mask in 90-degree weather, which is a fact. It is.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that we're not even used to, right? Mm-hmm. Like, this is something that is kind of being put in place right now, and we're just having to adapt to it. So yeah, it's very uncomfortable. Forget 90-degree weather. It was uncomfortable when it was still cold outside. The mask rising up, like hitting me in the eye, like it was uncomfortable. But it was something that I felt necessary, that needed to be done, because one, I'm out here and I'm considered an essential worker, so I'm out and I'm having to deal with these certain conditions, but then I'm also coming home. Like, I'm bringing I'm bringing the possibility of the coronavirus home with me. I have younger kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not so much only about me. It's about other people now. Right? And I mean, and to touch on what you just said about it's like, because the media is saying the numbers are rising. But what else do we have to go off of? At the end of the day, whether the media is saying the numbers are rising or they're not, people are still dying. Mm-hmm. Right? Whether you believe it or not, whether you believe they're just putting this out there, people are still dying. So it's like, I don't care what anybody says to me. I don't care what anybody's argument is. The fact remains that people are still dying. That's why I'm looking at some of these comments like, yo, I don't get it. Like, what can you really say against it?
You know, in the 80s, during the height of the HIV and AIDS epidemic, there was a huge push to make sure, to educate people and to make sure that uh, safe sex practices were being put in place and stuff like that. And even in the height of that epidemic, which is horrible, you still had people that chose not to protect themselves. Why? Because they felt that it was uncomfortable, or they had their reasons, or whatever the case is. Yeah. And even to this day, in a conversation like that, you hear people have reasons on why they would still choose to, take the risk of not choosing to protect themselves. And the same here. People are dying. People are getting infected. People are, it's harming and devastating families and communities all around. And, you can say whatever you want, but you cannot argue with the fact, like you said, that people are dying.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope that we can soon get to a place where we care about each other, man. Like, do it for the next person. That's why society is the way it is. Like, we don't all care about each other. I'm not saying that that's the easiest thing to do, but something has to give. At some point, something has to give, man. Like,
Yeah,
it needs to change, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I mean, you know, it's hard because if people are not willing to even do it for themselves, you know, uh, are they really gonna be willing to do it for somebody else?
Yeah. So, all right. So, Edwin also puts, how do we know, though? How do we know what? About the numbers? Like, all right. So, whether we know the actual number or not, a lot of people are still dying.
But I mean, the thing is, like I know uh, people personally that have caught it. I've known people in my family that have caught it. I know very close friends who have family members that actually passed away from it. I know them personally. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen the effects or the impacts that it's been that's been happening within families and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure what the question was as far as how do we know, but the thing is, listen, we take precautions every day. As
Yeah.
adults, we take precautions every day to ensure that that we're safe, that our family is safe. And, and, and we do things. Why? Because we want to make sure that at the end of the day, you know, we can come home, our family is safe. We can, wake up the next day and we can continue to live our lives. This is
Yeah.
another precaution, and don't think that these things are that things are going to get less crazy. Things are just going to get more and more crazy, and we have to be able to adapt and be flexible with how we protect ourselves. So don't fall into the uh, I guess the trap of thinking that, well, you know what, I can it ain't gonna affect me because I'm young and I'm healthy and stuff like. Yeah, you might be, but you want to know something? Your younger nephew, your younger niece, your son or daughter, your elderly grandparent, or something like that, may not be in the same position as you. You know what I'm saying? And man, you got one shot. You we got one shot at this life right here.
Mm-hmm.
So are you really, really, really willing to risk, that shot, just for the sake of pride and ego or just to be rebellious? It's just not worth it. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, it is worth it.
Yes. Yeah. Like that's all it is for me is that I feel like it should be worth it to more people. Hi, Edwin. All right, I see you, but whether the whether the numbers don't add up or not, how many you trying to tell me you don't know anybody that has been affected by COVID? You don't know anybody that has passed away from COVID because I do. I know somebody. My first cousin was hospitalized with COVID. He fought through that. He
Hmm.
beat that. Right. So I know another one of my cousins who lives in Brooklyn. She had underlying conditions. She passed away. So whether you believe it's fake or not, whether you believe the numbers are right or not, people are still dying. I don't know. I don't know what else to even say about it. Like people are still dying, man. So I mean, I guess to each his own, but I wish it could be different. But bro, let me let you go, man. I appreciate your input.
No doubt.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
man. I appreciate it. This is great.
Yes, sir. But yeah, so like that was my brother Carlton right there. But I'm just I don't know. I don't know what else to really say about it. And to Edwin, like, whether you don't know anyone that has passed away from it, there are other people that do know people that passed away from it. So, I mean, tell them that the numbers are wrong. They're not going to care about the numbers. They're going to care about that family member that they had that passed away from it. Right? Nothing else, to me, even matters other than us caring about each other and us protecting each other, us thinking about the next person, us being selfless. Like, to me, that's all that actually matters. I can't even give you the percentage on it, but just about everything that I'm hearing right now is being related to COVID death. But those are because of the underlying conditions, right? That they're saying people are having, and COVID is, it attacks your respiratory system. So if you have an underlying condition, yeah, they're gonna say it's COVID right now. So that I do agree on. But all right, so forget COVID, right? Let's get past COVID for a second. What about something as simple as like our common flu, right? Our common flu. If we all were more sanitary, if we all wore masks, wouldn't you think that people would less likely get sick? If we all did it that way, wouldn't people less likely get sick? Like, I'm tired of hearing about people complaining, literally complaining about having to put on a face covering to go into a store. To go into a store. Like, these are their policies, but you're making an issue about them, about going into a store? Nah. Let me see. Oh, what's going on, Troy? What's going on, big bro? I'm glad to see that you're doing okay, man. I'm happy to hear that you're doing okay, because it's taking people out. Bro, you have my number. Troy, you have my number, man. I will put it again. Hold up. Anna, you feel it's like COVID's a distraction? A distraction from what, though? Yo.
I don't know why she getting now.
Troy, what's going on, big brother?
Not much. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. I'm just trying to get people's perspectives and their opinions on this whole COVID situation and wearing masks. And I feel like wearing a mask, it should be the new norm, because it's not, I don't think it really affects too many people to put on a mask when you're around other people.
Well, I agree with you 100%. Everybody should try to be careful. Like I said in your blog, I've been sick for about a little over 100 days.
Yeah.
Came down with COVID on the 24th. I was actually diagnosed of March, and I still have symptoms till today. And I have a big problem with people not wearing masks. You know, I have kids at home. You know, at one point I didn't see my daughter for 3 months. You know, because I was just scared. You know, whatever the doctor say. You know, whether I still have it or not. But I tested negative.
Okay.
A couple of weeks after. But I was still scared to go around my daughter. Everybody should be wearing a mask. You know, a lot of people say, oh, wear the mask just in case you're sick. Oh, wear the mask just in case a person next to you is sick. And they have a mask on and they cough. You still have particles coming through their mask at points.
Yeah.
So if you have a mask, it's double protection for you.
Definitely.
You know, nobody wants this disease. You know, I was hospitalized for a couple of days now. I'm sure you heard. But there's no one there to go see you. The doctors are 8 to 10 feet away from you. You know, you have one nurse that comes to you and administers medicine and needles, you know, and they're just poking around to see what they can find because they don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You know, the only reason why I called in is just to let people know, you know, they don't know what this disease is. You develop other things after you have this disease. You know, I kind of got every symptom that they talk about. You know, the only thing I didn't get was what the children are getting.
Yeah,
I didn't get the COVID tolls, but yeah, that's the only thing I didn't get. You know, but I got the blood clots in my lungs. I got the can't breathe, you can't take a deep breath. And, you know, it's almost 4 months now. where you're laying up in bed, your body's sore every other day. You know, you feel like you're good 3 days, 4 days you're down.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, this disease is no joke. And to tell you the truth, the doctors don't know what it is, and you can't blame them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because they've never seen this before. You know, so there's no treatment. You know,
Yeah.
don't believe that there's a treatment for this. So if you know, and I tell people like this, you don't want to wear the mask, don't. You know why? Because all you're doing is giving yourself a death sentence. You know?
I agree with
This
that.
is killing people and the masses. I know families that die. You know, not just one person in the house. You know, I'm talking about 3-4 people dead in the house. You know, because one person didn't believe it. And let me tell my young brother something real quick. Just the young teenagers, you know, and even the ones a little older than teenagers in their 20s. You know, I have a son that's 29. You know, he was one of the non-believers until when? Because his father was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
You know, near death. You know, because you don't know what it's going to do to you. You know, but the young guys, you guys want to hang out with your friends, be safe, man. Put the masks on, you know, because if you're symptom free and you're going home to your elderly mother, your elderly grandmother, your elderly aunt, your elderly uncle,
Mm-hmm.
and most of us have high blood pressure, diabetes, those underlying issues, we are the people that are getting real sick. I have high blood pressure. You know, I guess that's why it hit me so hard.
Yeah.
But even if you don't want to take that home to your little brother or your sister,
At all.
your little cousins.
At all.
You know, they have to go. If the kids go to the hospital, they're going to the hospital alone, no parents. You know, you don't know when your family members are dying until you get a call from the doctor like, yo, they're gone.
Yep.
You know, this is no joke, man. Mel, I thank you for doing this. You know, I've seen it. I usually don't go on Facebook and comment on people's stuff, but this is great. It's an outlet. You know, it's something to get people, not you know, for people to gain knowledge on. You know, to state their facts. But I'll just tell everybody, have your own beliefs, but this shit is real.
Yeah,
You
a
know?
1,000,000%. Y'all, I appreciate you calling in, man, because, like, there are people that really just don't believe that people are really getting sick from this. People are really dying from this. And my main thing is, like, think about the next person, because whether you believe it or not, people are actually still dying. Whether you believe it or not, people are still dying. So if it's not COVID, people still die from the common flu. And if we all just happen to protect ourselves and be more sanitary, I'm pretty sure less people would get sick with the common flu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just goes to show that a lot of people don't, I guess, are not thinking about the next person.
Yeah, well, that's selfishness, man. Selfishness gets you nowhere in this life. You know, and like I said, I don't wish this on nobody. You know, I've been through a lot. The streets ain't nothing like this. You know, when you laid up and ain't nobody got answers for you, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
You have kids and you're laid up and you're thinking, man, who's gonna take care of my kids? You know, who's gonna do this for them? There ain't nothing like it, bro. Nothing.
At all. Like, I have somebody on here who was saying that the government put this out, I guess, as a distraction. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
What
Like,
they did. It doesn't matter.
But that's why I keep saying, like,
you know?
it doesn't matter what the reason is as to why. And I'm speaking to you, Anna. Like, it doesn't matter what the reason is. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are still dying. So if there's any way if there's any way to combat it, why not take the precaution?
You know, the biggest thing I hear is when are we going to get back to normal? You know, when is there going to be some normalcy? There's never going to be. We're never going to get back to where we was. You know, they keep saying it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
So was the flu. So was the Black Plague. So was AIDS. You know, AIDS ain't going nowhere. You know, this may be here forever. You know, vaccination or not. People get vaccinated for the flu and still get the flu.
Yeah.
You know, be knowledgeable. You know what the vaccination does? It lessens the severity of it. That's all it does.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I really,
what it does. Yeah.
I truly believe that the coronavirus and this one, the 2019 version, is going to be here. It's going to keep mutating. So there may be a coronavirus 20. They may not rename it, but there'll be a different strand of it every year, just like the flu. You know?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who made it. It could have been a lab mistake. Most viruses that we get are, you know?
Honestly, in my opinion, I don't want us to ever go back to normal. Like what our norm was, I don't want us to go back to that. Because within our norm, people weren't thinking about washing their hands as much or thinking about covering up so that other people don't get sick. Like some people actually care. And it's shedding a light on people that actually care and people that actually want to care or see that they have to change. So I kind of like it this way. That's just my personal opinion because I feel like the people who are wearing masks, whether they're doing it for themselves or somebody else, they're doing it to protect. And we got to start somewhere with caring about other people. Right? Because we this whole Black Lives Matter movement, I'm on board with it. But at the same time, now I don't really mean to change like the topic, but at the same time, we're still killing each other. We're still not caring about each other. We're banding together to go against police brutality, but we're still killing each other in our own neighborhoods. So we need to speak on that too. And it's like me just bringing up this whole COVID thing. It's about us caring about each other, caring about the next person. Listen, Anna, I'm not even saying that the virus hasn't been around. I don't really know too much about the virus, honestly. I don't. All I know is that what they say the symptoms are. All I know is people are dying. That's all I know. That's all I can speak on. Like, I can't.
Well, I'm here, man.
My homegirl Anna's saying this virus was around for longer than you and I were born, which is I'm cool. It probably was. Like, I don't know where this virus came from. There's propaganda, right? People have their opinions on where it came from. The president, who's a freaking idiot, is blaming China, but we don't know, right? We don't know. All we do know is what's currently taking place, and is that people are getting sick and people are dying.
Yeah, people have this misconception on the word coronavirus, or the two words coronavirus. There have been many coronaviruses.
Yeah, this is a different strand of it.
This is a strand of it, okay? And this coronavirus 19 comes in two different forms, okay? So, I'm sorry, there's not two forms, but you have what's called SARS and the coronavirus. So it's pretty much, I'm not sure if they classify it as two diseases or one, but most people that are dying from coronavirus 19, it's labeled coronavirus, right? But on death certificates, the cause of death is SARS, too. So everybody's wrong about, they keep labeling it. Even when you come down with a positive test, it doesn't say coronavirus. This is you're positive for SARS, okay? And corona is the virus that you get from SARS too.
Didn't even know that.
So, yeah, for people just to understand it, So if they know what SARS is, there's MERS, there's SARS, there's Ebola, there's all kind of diseases out there.
Yeah.
But what you have is SARS too. I didn't know it either until I looked at my discharge papers and the shit says SARS too, coronavirus. So,
yo, Edwin, I see you, man. I see you, bro. Like, I definitely understand. I see, like, I read the can before. I read the Lysol can. It says it does kill the coronavirus. But, I mean, it's not saying which strand.
It's been saying that, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you look at those labels, they've been on the Lysol can for probably as long as Lysol's been around.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. Everybody has it twisted. Now, if you look up on the company's websites, I don't care which one of them you do, Microban, Lysol, any other disinfectants, they all kill the same 99.9% of viruses, bacteria, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
None of them can claim that they could kill coronavirus 19. The only one that could do that is bleach, Clorox, or any other bleach.
Yeah.
That's the only disinfectant that they know 100% will kill coronavirus 19. Okay? There are other strands of coronavirus. A ton of them.
So,
now, I got to go.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely, bro. I appreciate you again for calling in.
It's a blessing talking to you, bro. You know, stay safe. Keep your mask on.
Yes, sir. You
Have
see
the kids
me.
keep their mask on.
Of
you
course.
Know? All right? And tell the little man I said what's up.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right. Take care, man.
Yes, sir.
No, 100% will.
So, yeah, Anna, you saying there's no different than other viruses that have been killing people before. Understood. I understand that, but right now we're dealing with something that's killing us at a rapid rate across the country, across the world. So, shouldn't we still then take a precaution? Like, I'm not understanding, like, shouldn't we still take precaution? That's my only point that I've been trying to get across, because people have a bunch of different reasons why they don't wear masks. People have different reasons or thoughts on where the coronavirus came from, why it's out right now. The government put it out. It was released from a lab. Like, there's nothing that I can do about that. There's nothing you can do about that. All we can do is take precaution. That's all we can do is take precaution. All right? So, I'm about to get up off this, man. I appreciate everybody that called in. I appreciate everybody that had their opinions on it. But for me, it's wear your mask, wear your mask, wear your mask, right? Think about other people. Think about the elderly. Think about kids. Think about people who might have underlying conditions. Wear your mask. Till next time, out of here.